How are we doing, guys? Always to be Preston versus Leeds. Absolutely massive game again. Another massive game like they're all going to be for the next 4 or 5 weeks. This is a must-win. Absolutely 100% this is a must-win. I know there's a chance Sheffield United might drop points at Birmingham, but we can't be relying on that. You know, we are the chasers rather than being chased now. We've got to keep that pressure on Sheffield United now. It's not all over. 18 points to play for, 1 point behind. I still insist it's not over. Maybe it's a little bit too positive in a post-match against Birmingham. Maybe it's a little bit generous, to be honest, because it was a pretty poor performance, to say the least. But it is absolutely 100% not over. You know, I genuinely don't think it is. Of course, if we have another bad couple of games, it could well be over. But you have to look at our last 3 games. We've got to improve on that. Since the second half against Sheffield United, I've not been convinced by us. You know, it's 2.5 really poor games by our standards, and we've just not looked at it. You know, we look nervous. We look really, really nervous, especially starting games. We've looked nervous. You know, as games have gone by, we've calmed down a little bit. You know, so we've got past sort of like the first hour or so, but it's not enough. You know, we've got to be on it from the first minute against Preston because I need to slow down a bit here. Let's be honest, Preston are a really good team. They've got some really, really good options in this team. You know, look at Alan Brown. 4-4-2, named the most underrated player in the league, and I have to agree with that. He's a top class number 10. He works super hard and will cover his midfield too as well. You know, Preston likes to play a 4-2-3-1, but Alan Brown is absolutely critical to making that system work. He's a youth product for Preston. He's been absolutely superb for him, and he covers that midfield pivot really well, and he attacks really well too. He almost becomes a second striker when Preston attack. They almost like a 4-4-2 when they attack as well. So it's a very sort of interchangeable 4-2-3-1 they play. Ben Pearson, another player I really massively rate. Great passer of the ball, aggressive, and gives me real bite to that midfield. One of the best holding midfielders in the league for me. You know, I think he's a really, really top player who can dictate the tempo of the game. And then of course you've got people like Sean Maguire up front, who's always caused problems against us. You know, the last couple of times we've played against him. Yeah, you know, I think it's going to be a really, really tough game. I think defensively they've improved quite a lot. You know, I think the start of the season they were really poor at the back, especially against us at Ellen Road. I think they looked really dodgy at the back, but I think they've improved massively, and I think they've got plenty of direct runners from that sort of like midfield 3 behind Sean Maguire who are going to cause us problems. And Conor's touched on it before. Direct runners are causing that defence problems at the minute. You know, I think at times the gaps between Janssen, Cooper, Janssen, Aylin, Cooper, Alioski, it was absolutely massive gaps. You know, our defensive shape was not good against Birmingham, especially that second half. You looked at all the counter-attacking opportunities Birmingham created, and the amount of times Kiko had to bail us out a little bit, and we can't be relying on that again. You know, it's poor finishing at the end of the day, and some great saves by Kiko Casilla that stopped it being a heavier defeat. You know, we have to take note of that. But a key thing to touch on is Pablo Hernandez is looking like a doubt on this game. I did want to film this before the presser, but I've had to sort of wait for the presser because there was a bit of a rumour about Pablo Hernandez potentially being out, and Marcelo Bielsa has touched on that. He's even performed a plan B for Pablo being out of this game. He says Kemal Roof will play in that position. So that suggests to me something Joe was probably going to touch on in Monday Night Football tonight. Just to quickly mention that as well, Monday Night Football will be out a little bit later tonight. Joe's thinking about 9:30 tonight, so guys, don't panic. There will be Monday Night Football tonight, absolutely 100%. It'll be superb as always. Mr. Wainman's back this week. Make sure you check it out. But yeah, you know, it looks like Bamford's going to be up top. You know, on the basis that Marcelo Bielsa has said that Kemal Roof is still pushing, and he's more of a backup option for more of a backup wing option if Pablo Hernandez is out, and I find that really interesting. You know, I think in the past when Pablo's been out, from memory, I think Blackburn away, Kemal Roof played on that right hand side, and it didn't work for him. And that's a real. I'm concerned about that, if I'm being honest. You know, I really want to see Kemal Roof playing through the middle. I think Patrick Bamford's massively out of confidence at the minute, massively out of form, and there is a case to keep playing Patrick Bamford and playing back into form like Luke Ayling. But I think when we're lacking goals in general, you know, when no one else looks like scoring, you know, only really Pablo Hernandez, I think you need a well, not a top striker, you know, we just need probably our most likely goal scorers at the minute, and that is Kemal Roof for me. You know, I know he's coming back from injury, but you look at Kemal Roof's finishing, his goal records in that position has been absolutely superb. There's absolutely no denying about that. And Patrick Bamford's goal record hasn't been too bad either, but I think we need to, that's my personal opinion, you know, I back Patrick Bamford. I think he's still a good player. I know he's had a really tough last couple of games, and I'll be honest, I was absolutely furious at times in that game against Birmingham. I just felt he lost belief, which was disappointing to see because he knows he's a good player. He's scored goals for us before, and a lot of those chances, you know, expect Patrick Bamford to take. But you know, I just hope you know, if Patrick Bamford does play, we see the best out of Patrick Bamford, because we know He's a top player on his day. You know, he's back to goal. You know, link up playing that lot, he can do that. But it's his finishing which has been the concern at the minute. I think he's never really had that great goal scoring record. But he started to show that, you know, a little bit of finishing pedigree before he went on this run. You know, I think it's one of those things. When Claudio touched on it during the game against Birmingham, as soon as Patrick Bamford missed that chance, I think we all felt, Claudio certainly said, that that could massively affect Patrick Bamford's confidence, and it did. Same as the penalty missed. I think he's a massive confidence player for me, and when he's on form, he's a top player. But we just need to get him back into top form, and I think Marcelo Bielsa has to figure out that conundrum, if you like. And I think it sounds like from his press conference that he's going to play Patrick Bamford up front in this game. I would personally go come on move and bring on Patrick Bamford later on in the game. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, it sounds very much like that's going to be the case. And the real worry for me is Pablo Hernandez. I think there's no Pablo, no party for me. I really am concerned about us going forward without Pablo Hernandez. He's the one who's making things happen at the minute. And when Pablo Hernandez doesn't perform, we don't perform. Birmingham showed that in plenty of other games this season. You know, on the rare occasions when Pablo Hernandez hasn't performed, I think Stoke away is one that sticks in the mind as well. Norwich at home, we really do struggle. And then, of course, Middlesbrough away were absolutely shocking for an hour. Pablo comes on, he changes the game. Pablo is absolutely critical to this team. He's the best player in the Championship for me. I don't think there's any controversy about saying that. He's consistently been the best player in the Championship, the best chance creator, and one of the best goal scorers, best non-striker goal scorers, if that makes sense. Like a midfield goal scorer, I don't think you get much better than Pablo Hernandez. I just think he's a top player. We all know how good the player is. He is, you know, it's an absolutely massive loss, and we have to hope if he's at the Preston game, we have to somehow try and find a way around it. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really tough. You know, we need certain players to step up. And, you know, that's the worry in a minute. You know, that's the slight worry. You know, last 3 games, players look nervous. You know, I don't think Pablo has. I think going forward, we have looked a little bit nervous. I think defensively looked a little bit nervous. Just not quite in our usual standards. And that's to be expected. When the pressure's on, I think everyone's going to have a slight drop-off performance-wise. I think Sheffield United, the last couple of games, have had the same. But they have managed to get results, barring that Bristol City one. So, yeah, I think it's a case of holding your nerve, really. I think this is a really tough game. I think in normal circumstances, I'd say a point would be a good result. But we need to be trying to win this game. We have to be trying to win this game. I think if we lose this game, it gives Sheffield United such a massive boost. But from what I saw against Birmingham, I think Birmingham could potentially give Sheffield United a really good game. Yeah, I don't think Sheffield United will quite play it into the hands like we did. I think they'll be stronger at the back, a bit more physical against people like Lucas Jukovic and Shea Adams, who are really strong strikers. I think they'll probably give them a bit more of a battle from that sense of things. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. But you guys, I asked you guys in the poll what you want your team to be. A lot of you guys started to chat Jack Clark on the right hand side, Pablo through the middle, and Jack Harrison on the left, which I found really interesting. But yeah, other than that, no real drastic changes from you guys. But you know, just have to hope Pablo's fit. But guys, let us know in the comments down below. Who do you want to see come in if Pablo is injured? Can we get anything from this game if Pablo's injured? What is the best way around it? Is there any hope for Leeds with Pablo out of this game? And hopefully if he's out of this game, he's back for Sheffield United. Does it completely... How much does it damage our promotion hopes to an extent? You know, I think it's daft to say it completely ruins our promotion hopes because Pablo Hernandez might miss one game. I think he can't be that good a team in the first place if that is the case. But, you know, how much of a worry is that? But guys, just to mention as well, if you haven't seen already, we have been nominated. It's absolutely delighted to say we've been nominated for the Football Blogging Awards, Best New Content Creator. If you guys could give us a vote, we'd absolutely adore that. And to be honest with you guys, and it's you guys who got us to this stage in the first place by voting for us in the initial round. If you can vote for us, guys, if you think we've been the best content creators, then please give us a vote in the link down below. Thanks so much for watching, and Joe and Conor will be doing a different kind of match preview tomorrow. They're going to be going down to Preston early, and they'll be doing a live, possibly live, not 100% sure on that, it might not be live actually, match preview of Preston versus Leeds. I've been Oscar Marriott. Make sure you leave some comments down below. See you later.